Well, hi, all my friends. Oh, hang on. Just trying a different angle here. Um, okay, we're in chapter 4 of Solomon's Song. Okay. And I don't know if this was meant to be sung, or if it was. Wouldn't be surprised if it was. And maybe done in the temple. I don't know. But okay, chapter 4. Christ sets forth the graces of church. He shows his love to her. She prays to be made fit for his presence. So this is really, about Jesus, about the wedding, about the marriage of Christ and his church, us coming together with him eventually in spirit, and also hopefully with our new resurrected bodies. And not sure how that works, but anyways, just kind of like in spirit, different than our physical shells here that we have. Anyway, okay, so behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove's eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Mount Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which came up from the washing, whereof every one bare twins, and none is barren among them. Thy lips are like a thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like a piece of pomegranate within thy locks. Thy neck is like a tower of David built for an armory, whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers, all shields of mighty men. Thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies. Until the day break and the shadows flee away, I will get me to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. Thou art all fair, my love. There is no spot in thee. Come with me from Lebanon, my spouse, with me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amanah, and from the top of Shinar, and from Hermon, from the lions' dens, from the mountains of the leopards. Thou hast ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes, with one chain of thy neck. How fair is thy love, my sister, my spouse! How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointment than all spices. Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue, and the smell of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. A garden enclosed in my sister, my spouse, my spring shut up, a fountain sealed. Thy plants are an orchard of pomegranates, with pleasant fruits, camphire, with spikenard, like a fruit, I think, sweet cane, spikenard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon, and all trees of frankincense, myrrh, and aloes, and all the chief spices, a fountain of gardens, a well of living waters streaming from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come thou south, blow upon my garden, that the spices thereof may flow out. Let my beloved come into his garden and eat his pleasant fruits. Nice. Chapter 5. Christ awakes the church and his calling. He, the beloved, described. I'm come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey, and I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink ye, yea, drink abundantly. O beloved, I sleep, but my heart awaketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. I have put off my coat, now shall I put it on? I have washed my feet, now shall I defile them? My beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door, and my bowels were moved for him. I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh upon the candles of the lock. I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. My soul faileth when he spake. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me, they wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if you find my beloved, that ye tell him that I am sick of love. What is thy beloved more than other beloved, O thou fairest among women? What is thy beloved more than another beloved, that thou dost so charge us? My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among the 10,000. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. His eyes are like the eyes of doves by the river of the waters, washed with milk and fittily set. His cheeks as a bed of spices, as sweet flowers. His lips like lilies, dropping sweet-smelling myrrh. His hands are as gold rings set upon the beryl. His belly as bright ivory overlaid with sapphire. His legs are like pillars of marble, set upon sockets of fine gold. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedar. His mouth is most sweet, yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. Chapter 6. The church professes her faith in Christ. He shows her graces and his love toward her. Whither is thy beloved gone? O thou fairest among women, whither is thy beloved turned aside? And we may seek him with thee. My beloved is gone down into the garden, to the beds of spices, to feed in the gardens, and to gather lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine, and he feedeth among the lilies. Thou art beautiful, O my love, as Tezah, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners. Turn away thine eyes from me, for thou have overcome me. Thy hair is as a flock of goats that appear from Gilead. Thy teeth are as a flock of sheep that go up from the washing, whereof every one beareth twins, and there is not one barren among them. As a piece of pomegranate, there are temples within thy locks. There are 80 queens and 80 concubines, and virgins without number. My dove, my undefiled, is but one. She is the only one of her mother. She is the choice one of her that bare her. Her daughters saw her and blessed her, yea, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. Who is she that looked forth as the morning fair, as the moon clear, as the sun, as terrible as the army with banners? When I went down to the garden of nuts to see the fruits of the valley, and to see whether the vine flourished and the pomegranates budded, or ever I was aware, my soul made me like the chariots of Amminadab. Return, return, O Shimelite, return, return, that we may look upon thee. What will ye see in Shimelite, as were the company of 2 armies? Chapter 7. A further description of graces of the church. She professes her faith in assurances of Christ's love. How beautiful are thy feet with shoes, O princess daughters! The joints of thy thighs are like jewels, that work of the hands of a cunning workman. Thy navel is like a round goblet, which wanteth not liquor. Thy belly is like a heap of wheat set about with lilies. Thy 2 breasts are like 2 young roes that are twins. Thy neck is like a tower of ivory. Thine eyes like the fish pools in Heshbon, by the gate of Bath-rabbim. Thy nose is as the tower of Lebanon, which looketh toward Damascus. Thine head upon thee is like Carmel. The hair of thine head is like purple, and the king is held in the galleries. How fair and how pleasant art thou, O love, for delights. This is thy stature, is like to a palm tree, and thy breasts to clusters of grapes. I said, I will go up to the palm tree, and I will take hold of the boughs thereof, and now also thy breasts shall be as clusters of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like apples, and the roof of thy mouth like the best wine for my beloved, that goeth down sweetly, causing the lips of those that are asleep to speak. I am my beloved's, and his desires toward me. Come, my beloved, let us go forth into the field. Let us lodge in the villages. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see if the vine flourishes, whether the tender grape appear, and the pomegranates, I can't say that word, bud forth, and there well I give thee my love. The mandrakes give as smell, and our gates are all manner of pleasant fruits, new and old, which I have laid up for thee, O my beloved. Chapter 8. Love of the church to Christ. Vehemence of love, calling of the Gentiles, Christ coming prayed for. Oh, that thou wert as my brother, that thou sucked the breast of my mother. When I should find thee without, I would kiss thee, yea, I would not be despised. I would lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house, who would instruct me, and I would cause thee to drink of spiced wine, of the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand should be under my head, and his right should embrace me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor wake my love until he please. Who is this that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I raised thee up under the apple tree. There my mother brought thee forth, and there she brought thee forth that bare thee. Set me as a seal upon thy heart, and a seal upon thy arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is cruel as the grave, and the coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath the most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be condemned. We have a little sister, and we have a little sister, and she hath no breast. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken for? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver, and if she be a door, we will enclose her with the boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts like towers, and when I in his eyes as one that found favor. Solomon had a vineyard at Baalahamon, and he let out the vineyard unto keepers. Every one for the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard which is mine is before me. Thou, Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that kept the fruit thereof 200. Thou that dwellest in the gardens and companions, hearken to thy voice, cause me to hear it. Make haste, my beloved, and be thou like the roe, or to a young hart upon the mountains of spices. And that's it. Now we're in the book of Isaiah. Okay, I don't know that I'd have time to do a little synopsis of Isaiah, but the prophet is the son of Amos, prophesies during the reign of Uzziah, Jotham, Azah, Hezekiah. His call and anointing his family is in chapter 7 and 8, generally regarded as the greatest of the Old Testament prophets. Different events that lead up to his captivity. Key word in this is salvation. There's 7 everlastings and several salvation quotes, and that's about it. Okay, so that's a quick synopsis of the book of Isaiah. Can't wait to get into it. I love Isaiah. One of my favorite of Isaiah is 50, I think it's 53, when we get to it. Starts 53, I think, 58.